GBA will be uniting voices across continents of growers, innovators, regulatory, investors, agronomists, and leaders to shape the future of sustainable agriculture through a unified, formal, truly global platform. Why? Global BioAg Alliance is different. First of its kind global BioAg Alliance to expedite sustainable farming. Unprecedented global BioAg-focused networking. Collective wisdom of a global network. Elite knowledge pool and resources. One-stop global solutions platform. Exclusive member benefits. Alliance partner services. Amplified global visibility and connectivity. Global BioAg Alliance. Join the movement. Be the part of the alliance.
Good morning from Utah, but I'm sure it's late for a lot of you people there in your part of the world. So this is the kickoff of the Executive Committee and ambassadors for the Global BioAg Alliance. And first of all, for some of you, as a refresher, I will give my introduction again. I'm Roger Tripathi, and after working, I always give my introduction in three directions. One is that God has been very kind to me. So I have had experience in working in 45 economies or countries in the world, globally, as well as living in 5 of them. I'm Australian citizen and American citizen, born in India. But at the same time, I am also lucky that I have worked in every part of the agriculture, whether seeds, fertilizer, crop protection. And now, since AgraQuest acquisition by Bayer, I got converted to BioAg, and it has become my passion. I know sometimes too much, but too much is better than no passion. So I also worked in the corporate life. I started as a scientist, but then got into the fast-forwarded management program, and then grew fast in my career, and last 25, 30 years have been mostly in the management of the businesses. And after my managing director position with Cytozyme and president of Acadian, I decided to start Global BioAg Linkages. And the idea was very simple, as the name says, Global BioAg Linkages, because we saw the gap was there. And then in Delhi, there was a mandate given to us in a particular panel meeting, roundtable meeting, that we should try to create an alliance where the whole global community can come together. So that's the reason why we finally started the Global BioAg Alliances. And one thing I can vouch for it, that this is almost not-for-profit organization. It's not that we are trying to create a commercial entity. The goal is very simple, pure, and noble, to try to fill the gaps wherever we see the gaps. So on that note, I will share quickly the agenda. I will ask Carl for a few words as for chairing the meeting. What we have also discussed, that everyone's schedules are very busy. So the chair position, we are going to keep it on a rotation basis between the forum chairs. So thank you very much, Carl, for, even though it's your vacation day, that you took the time. And the reason I requested you, because I have seen your contribution over the years, not just now, starting from the formation of IBMA. Sometimes you and I joke that crazy people like you and I are rare. We go all out to follow our dream and passion, especially for the sake of the industry. So I will request you to just say a few words. And then Adrian has sent a video, because he's exactly at this time in the flight. As you know, when we create a global community like this, it's never easy to have everyone present at the same time. So Carl, just a few words from you to kick off this welcome for everyone.
Thank you, Roger, for giving me the honor to open the meeting together with you. for me, this is also a new adventure. I don't know if in English you also use the expression Chinese volunteer. I use that in Dutch. A Chinese volunteer is a volunteer that is appointed. And so I think most of us are Chinese volunteers appointed by Roger. But I have a lot of respect and admiration for his drive and his willingness and energy to contribute to our industry. So I want to give it a fair chance and see what comes out. I think we still have a lot to discuss. What can GBA very concretely do? And Nish has been sharing several ideas, and Roger several ideas with us based on their own ideas. But I think most of us are already very busy and overloaded. So we need to see what is realistic, one, for all of us to do. Second, what has really impact in the industry. Let's do things that have impact and not real impact, and not things that don't have impact. Time is precious and life is too short. And three, let's find the niche for GBA. Where is the niche for GBA? Where can GBA be complementary to IBMA and other associations? So those are my three things that I would like to, in all humbleness, to contribute to this meeting. So thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. And that's as Carl and I discussed. This is a very important point that this is really something which we are all volunteering to, including us, even though we have invested a lot in this with the team and everything. But because we believe in this, so what we will demonstrate to you today that in your busy lives, what we really request from all of you, whether you are the chair of the forum or the ambassador of the forum, as to how we can really make a difference. So it's, instead of working too hard, how do we work smart to make the difference? So on that note, I'm going to share a little bit what we are trying to do. So first, the video from Adrian.
First of all, I am so sorry that I'm not in person with you today. I'm actually, I hope, on a flight between Raleigh and Chicago right now. Hopefully the air traffic controllers are treating me well and still working today. But I'm very sorry not to be able to be here live with you. But I want to say that we're all sharing a common goal on this call. All of us believe in the importance of sustainable agriculture, and particularly in advancing the use of biological crop protection and biostimulants in agricultural systems. And so with that common purpose, I think we all understand that this is not an easy task. This is something that the industry has been working on for several decades now. And while we've made great strides together, there's still a lot of work to do. And that is why I am so excited by the opportunity that the Global Ag Alliance presents. This is a community that we are forming. It is a way of connecting the dots between all of us and between our common goals and what we hope to achieve. So whether you're from industry, from academia like myself, perhaps you're in regulatory affairs, perhaps you're in retail, perhaps you're an entrepreneur, perhaps you're an investor, all of us are looking to advance the cause of the biological systems that we're supporting. And we believe that this alliance will help achieve that. Specifically, what we are hoping to do is connect folks from across the entire planet, working in all of these different areas, and join in a common community that will help us move forward. This is not something that we are looking to replace anything. We're not looking to make any current system or association or group redundant. Far from that, we're actually looking to work with them to complement those who are already working in this area and to help them connect with others who have similar goals. So with that said, I hope you have a great meeting. I'm looking forward to following up with Roger and seeing what comes out of this great discussion. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Adrian. So I think what Adrian has already said, he captured almost the whole emotion and the scope of what we are trying to do. On that note, I will start the little bit of overview of what we are trying to achieve in our GBA. So first of all, a little bit of the evolution, just as a refresher. As I mentioned that we started the global BioAg linkages in 2017 with the advisory in 18. Then 2019, we started with the Congress. Again, these were the gaps identified where we saw that this level of Congress or advisory or magazine was not in our BioAg tech segment dedicated fully to the BioAg tech. And so in 21, we started with the digest, and 23, we started with also the academy. As when we launched the academy, Giuseppe mentioned something very remarkable that if we see the biggest gap at the moment is the really parting with the knowledge and educating people as to how to use the biologicals or bioproducts. That's the only reason I would say, other than few other challenges, where the adoption is really affected negatively. So that's how we launched it to 2023. Then 24, all these parts were moving well. And then, as I mentioned, that in 25, in a particular roundtable, we were requested to start the alliance because we already have the framework, and that's how the alliance came into the picture. So when we talk about the alliance, again, to reaffirm what Adrian was saying, that the Global BioAg Alliance exists to fill the gap in the global connectivity by linking the BioAg stakeholders to connect, collaborate, contribute, and create the impact collectively. We want to make sure that we are more an unifying global platform that bridges the gap across the entire BioAg ecosystem, fostering collaboration, alignment, and action to accelerate sustainable agriculture practices worldwide. So I just want to emphasize again that this alliance, first of all, is not for any particular person or any particular financial motive. It is being done to connect the dots. And instead of trying to duplicate the existing efforts from different stakeholders and associations and groups, what we are trying to do is trying to complement and strengthen the other initiatives. What lies beyond the scope of a lot of associations or groups, that's what we are trying to do. And as we all know that with the forums we have created, we have seen the symbiotic stakeholder wheel of fortune, we call it, for our industry. We know the innovators, the retailers, the farmers, the agronomists are the main pillars, but the whole ecosystem is built around regulatory, also the media and training. Industry associations play a big part. That's why we work very closely with them. As Carl was mentioning that IBMA, for example, is doing a fantastic job. How we can complement and support some of the IBMA initiatives, for example. And then we have the produce chain and the consumers, the CROs, government institutions are very important. Then, of course, the investors, which we will talk about. So based on this wheel of fortunes for bioagriculture, we have created our total network or the web. This I already mentioned earlier, but I will repeat one more time. So there is no confusion about why Alliance is being formed or is being introduced today. So GBA's goal is to fill the gap of creating global linkages to connect, collaborate, contribute, create impact globally. Our goal is not to duplicate or replicate what other existing stakeholders groups may already be trying to do. GBA's goal is to complement and support what other groups are not able to do or is out of their scope or mandate. And the unique distinction of the GBA is the stakeholder forums, which we have 8 of them, that will create the global interforum interaction, synergies, and alignment. So this is just an example of the industry associations. If the alliance can bring together all the initiatives and the good and challenges they're facing, everything can be aligned. You can think about the power it can create and the network it can create and how we can start connecting the dots with each other. So I hope this map shows very well what our goal is, to become the, connecting between all the different groups, what they're trying to do. This is about the institutions. We have just started the ball rolling. And in this is just the starting point. If we have all the institutions which are engaged with the sustainable farming, with BioAg tech in any way or form, we are going to engage with them and bring them in this, because they are really hosting a lot of knowledge as well. And the same thing, if you look at, we were just trying to map out one of the forums related groups and associations, and this is for women in agriculture related groups. And you can see already what we can do together. And sorry, Amy could not join today. She might join later, but she has sent someone to be here. But so this is thanks to Amy. We put it all together just to demonstrate to all of you how we can create the linkages. This is another example of the investors. If we are going to bring all the serious and sincere investors together and create a kind of a syndicate so everyone can talk to each other. And then this is for Farmers Association. So I hope this gives you a better picture as to what we are trying to achieve. I'm not saying that we are there yet. We are just kicking off, but I just wanted to share this for the sake of understanding what we are trying to do. In the executive committee, we of course have the chair and the co-chair, and then their job is really to work with all the scientific integrity mentors, guide them, as well as work with the forum chairs. And in the forum chairs, as you have seen, we have 8 forums, and they are all critically chosen. So starting from the top, we have the CEO and CSR forum led by Carlos. And Carlos will talk about his forum and his goals. He has worked with the team very closely. And then we have Jose. Jose has been part of the regulatory think tank for a long time globally, and he's a big contributor to the IBMA as well, as a chair of one of the groups there. He's leading the regulatory and institutional forum. And then AG is the farmers and food chain, because farmers and food chain cannot be detached. We all know that. So he is sharing that. He himself is a producer as well as farmer, and supplies his product to the food banks and everything. So he understands fully the connectivity. And then Amy is managing the Women in Agriculture for Sustainability Forum. I truly believe that Women in Agriculture for Sustainability is an initiative which is very important for everyone to understand the distinction. No doubt that Nicole, my friend, she's here. And all of us feel that there should be a day when we don't need a Women in Agriculture Forum or a group called Women Leaders. So that said, we are not there yet. And that's the reason I added the word sustainability. Women in Agriculture for Sustainability is the key point here. And some of you attended the Congress in Delhi, and you would have heard some of our ambassadors there. It was really an eye-opener for me as well. So I think that's a very important forum. And then the Agronomist and CRO Forum is headed by Dr. Venkatesh. He will share his roadmap. And Carl is very passionate about innovation, even though he has several hats. So he's going to be chairing the forum for the Innovators. And then Giuseppe, in his new life, is going to chair the Investors Forum. We all know that his journey. So I think there can't be anyone better than Giuseppe to lead the Investors Forum. And then Darren, who is going to chair the Retailers Forum. Once again, we know that we can have the best of the innovation, but if we cannot educate our supply chain and then try to understand global challenges as to what is really being faced by our retailers or the retail chain. And Darren has done a tremendous job connecting with a lot of global people for this forum already. So we will talk about that as well. Just to clarify the governance structure, as my chair has pointed out very clearly, Carl, that as far as your contribution as ambassador or forum chair or the chair, we will make sure that you are not feeling any kind of stress or workload over the workload you already have. However, what we request you is to join the passion. And the passion is something you don't need a particular time to be blocked in your calendar. If you can keep the GBA in the back of your mind and see what we are trying to do and think of connecting those dots, you just send your ideas, send your input to the secretariat. They will take care of everything. And once again, I want to emphasize, we are doing this selflessly, and we are appealing you for your contribution, mainly through your passion and spirit, not so much by devoting your time, but keep GBA as part of you in the back of your mind as to how it can play a role to do something for the industry. No doubt we are all chasing commercial value, commercial businesses. That's normal. At the same time, I think the Alliance gives the opportunity to everyone to be able to contribute and give something back to our society as well as a legacy. So I just want to reemphasize, it's not about so much of your time, and we will create the structure, learn from it, so that everyone understands that we are not taxing on your time, but on your ideas, on your passion, on your support, as much as you can to take the GBA to the next level where it can really create an impact. We don't want to do something where it's another organization or their alliance. So, for example, executive chair's role is really to, from time to time, give ideas to the forum chairs and see how all the different forums are doing. My team and I, we will do the heavy lifting, as well as the forum leadership. Same thing goes with the forum chair and forum ambassadors that try to think where we can add value for everyone in the supply chain. The Scientific Integrity Mentorship Committee is very important because that is going to play a big role for all the forums as well as all the BU for the BAWs. Because one thing we all agree that science-based products have to be made distinctly present in the marketplace so the snake oils cannot spoil our market. So that's the reason why we have the Scientific Integrity Mentorship. A lot of the folks there are from institutions, universities, who are already doing that in their own role. So that's the reason why we have that. With regards to the meetings, learning from this challenge of getting everyone on board for this meeting, what we have decided that after this kickoff, the only one meeting we will do, hopefully in person, will be on the 7th of April in Valencia with the BAW Congress. But other than that, we will align with Jennifer and Carl and see if we can also bring the group together, because I personally feel that ABIM by IBMA is another one of those events where a lot of good work is being done. So that can be another meeting point. But other than that, all the forum meetings and the work will be done by the forum and forum chair and ambassadors remotely with the help of the secretariat. This is the secretariat. As you can see that we have dedicated quite a bit of resources for this. And this team is always available for the forum chairs, as well as the ambassadors, and of course this EC chair. With regards to the each forum, I will try to save some time, but one thing again, some of my friends suggested to me, keep it simple, just keep 1 or 2 forums. But then I realized that sometimes it's better to do it well than try to be safe. So that's the only reason why we have these GBA forums, because if we do not focus on a certain element or certain challenge in a certain segment, we will be a journalist and we cannot do anything tangible. And I hope you can feel my passion and sincerity here. We want to really make a difference. And that's the reason why we have created these different forums, so that we can focus on that particular part of the business or the stakeholders. So for these forums, so you already know that we have all the chairs. So on that note, I'm going to now start a little bit an overview of different chairs who are going to talk about their own forum. So I will start with Carl.
Thank you, first of all, to giving me the honor to chair the Innovators Forum. Unfortunately, I haven't had much time. I have to admit that I haven't had much time to think how we can shape the Innovators Forum. We've been very busy with preparing ABIM, and there's a lot of going on in IBMA. So I don't really have a lot to say about this, except that, of course, for our industry, innovation is really the basis. Without developing new technologies and new solutions for the farmers, this industry will not progress. This is absolutely the basis of the whole thing. And the question is, how can we, as an association, as an organization, stimulate innovation within the industry? This is the big question. What do we need to do there, very concretely? If you don't have my email address, I'm happy to share it with you in the chat. But if you have any idea, please share them with me. I've had already a conversation with Roger earlier this week, or in the end of last week also. The original proposal is to appoint an ambassador for each continent. I've proposed to Roger to maybe appoint an ambassador per technology. Like an ambassador for the companies that work, or the technology that about peptides, or RNAi, or nematodes, or microbials, or microbials, or metabolites, etc. To do it by technology. But please, if you have any ideas, other proposals, how through GBA we could stimulate worldwide innovation, please let me know by email. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. As Carl just mentioned, that we dedicated quite a bit of time in the last 2 weeks talking about this, almost 1.5 hour one day and 1 hour another day, because you know that Carl is very sincere and passionate about whatever he does. So we talked a lot about how we will make a really meaningful difference. So please, Carl's point is very important, that if you think that anyone who is passionate about the innovation and has a particular technology platform or any particular scientific discipline which can make the difference in the BioAg tech in the coming future, I think it will be a fantastic idea. And that goes to every other forum also. If you are part of a particular forum, don't feel that you are siloed or boxed in that particular forum only, because that's why we are calling it an alliance. So if you feel that there are other like-minded people who can be part of a certain forum, that will be ideal. Now, the anecdote about the continent part, of course, because we want to make it a very truly global alliance, and not just if North America or India or Europe, we decided that we will try to bring people from every continent to make it a truly global alliance. But at the same time, what Carl just said is very important, that it should be secondary. The global part should be the secondary part of the element. The primary is, how do we bring every single new technology or existing technology, which is still evolving, into this alliance? Because the idea is to accelerate the global research and innovation. How do we connect the academia with the industry? And you know my passion about that. I talk about that in every digest and congress, that the academia has a lot to offer, and most of us will agree, a lot of resources also. So how do we connect the academia and the industry globally, so we can, instead of reinvesting or trying to find more money to start another lab, maybe we can create that linkage globally between the academia and industry. That collaboration can really help. And of course, we agree or not, but the truth is, a lot of startups, they really struggle in their scaling up. And half of the time, we don't even know which part of the world they are, why they're struggling. So once again, the idea is that by starting some innovation challenge and create a momentum where all these innovators can come and showcase what they are trying to do, and then, of course, connect with the rest of the industry so they can get help in scaling up successfully. And of course, to do that, we will also use some of the tools which are very important, that is connectivity across the year. So we will try to organize some podcasts or events or webinars where we can see, if we find a very exciting innovator with your help in the chat, we will try to maybe showcase that person and do a podcast just to start the ball rolling. And of course, the last part is very important, is to how do we do the facilitation for the knowledge and the IP exchange? And that is something, again, very siloed. We sometimes underestimate how boxed and siloed we are in the regions and different countries. So I hope that will help. So I just wanted to, this is the starting point by niche with some guidance from Carl, but we will develop it more. So now let's go to Giuseppe. Taran, can you spotlight Giuseppe? Giuseppe is going to talk about this new landscape he's participating in or leading. Giuseppe.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, happy to be here with old friend and newcomers in this industry. Thanks, Roger, for bringing new, fresh, bold in this segment. Yeah, for me, it's a bit strange, to cover the investor side, because considering my starting point, normally I was just ignoring, or to be honest, even more harder, considering, I don't want to say not a good people, that was involved on the financial world. Maybe the representation that Hollywood was giving to Wall Street people was most likely the ones that made me think that this was a world where better to stay far. Unfortunately, as an entrepreneur, you have to recognize that money is needed, and I cannot be more agree than with you and Roger and Karel on putting innovation on the first priority, because our industry, our world need desperately innovation. Unfortunately, innovation doesn't come without money, without investment, and this is, I think, where we need to consider the importance of investor or attracting investor in our industry. In my experience, normally entrepreneur founders in our segment are not prepared for talk, for having discussion with financial investor. Let's say that our industry just recently became attractive and got interest from a financial investor. In the past, it was ignored, so there was not a lot of experience, and I think that is an important subject that we can help founders to understand the way that investor think, what is the expectation that they have. At the same time, I can consider that there is a lot of needs for educate a financial investor to our industry. One simple aspect is related to the time of the investment, the time where normally investor look for the exit. In other industry, normally 3 years it's enough. In our space, we know that from the lab to the field normally take 10 years. So there is a lot of activity to be done in this space. Happy to support this network in order to make sure that there is a good space where founders, entrepreneurs can match the right partner, the right financial partner. And as Karel said, happy to receive idea, thoughts on how to make effective this forum.
Fantastic. So, and again, as we said there, because we want to make it very tangible outcome of each forum, we have started working with chairs like Giuseppe, and we are trying to make sure that we have very clear plan. So in this, we have shortlisted for now what kind of things we can do is, one is the investor summits or investment summits, and of course, aligning with some events, existing events, not creating something again separately. One thing which is very important, and Giuseppe has seen that in last couple of years, that the investor guide and the market insight, including the due diligence and everything, is critical, because sometimes the due diligence we talk about is more theoretical, based on a lot of assumptions and numbers. I think the time has come when we have the bottom-up market insight, so we can have a better assessment of the opportunities, risks in our sector. And then, of course, the investor innovator matchmaking pitch session. We are planning to launch that in the Congress in Valencia. And this is very important again, as you can see that everything is intertwined and connected. And that's the reason we started with the Innovator Forum presentation, and then after that, the investor one. And again, as you can see from both comments, Carl and Giuseppe, is important that we try to do that matchmaking and connecting in a proper way. So this is the third objective we have outlined for now. And of course, to create a cross-border syndicate, which I was trying to show you through the world map, that we want to bring sincere, like-minded investors groups who really understand the complexities and challenges of our industry. Because investing in our industry or segment is not the same like investing in any other segment. Therefore, this cross-border syndicate of like-minded investors and groups can be also very helpful. So I just wanted to add that to what Giuseppe was saying. Giuseppe, you want to introduce your ambassadors also a little bit? I think Mark is here. And
no, what we tried to do, it was to give a representation of different investor profile. So we were considering different angles of the investment, and unless there is Mark, that I would like maybe just to give a few words. For the rest, maybe
okay. So Mark, you want to say a few words about as again I am connecting to Carl's comment that we are trying to not only go by the continent but also see different disciplines. So as Giuseppe has done, he has chosen people from different groups, different kind of investment groups. So it's not just from the VCs or so that's why you see the mix of people, including strategic investors. So now from innovation to the investor to the people who are going to manage the innovation and the investment is the CEO and the CSR forum led by Carlos. So Carlos, you have done this 3 or 4 times already. Over to you with your thoughts on this particular forum.
Okay, thank you very much, Roger. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure being here. And thank you for creating this forum. I think it's very needed. So all the companies need to go global now in this new world. It's very important also to as an objective to strengthen our global leadership and collaboration. The synergies are very clear in this segment, because we are working as silos. A lot of our companies, we are a small company in some cases, and it's not easy to find the right channel to keep the synergies, to collaborate, to cooperate with other companies of our segment. And I think this is one of the main objectives of our forum, is to be able to put in contact all of us all together and to foster the collaboration between our companies. So I think this is one of the main objectives that we have. Another of the objectives of this forum is to try to have some influence in the standards of the international laws, the biocontrol. As you know, all you know, we are in different countries with different laws. It's not clear what is biocontrol, what is not biocontrol. So it's very important to be able to define properly and to try to have some influence with the authorities to define properly what is biocontrol, what means, in order to make a fair law in this segment, in order to try to reduce the registration times, to facilitate the registrations, all the requirements. So I think this is one of the points that we need to push. It's very important. So also on the other hand, it's also important, another of our goals is to accelerate our alliance. So as you know, we are in a very different world that is changing very fast, and there is some opportunities, such as for instance, and Giuseppe mentioned before, the M&A activities, the merging acquisitions. Some years ago, this was new, it was starting, but now it's a reality, and we need to face this reality in our sector. A lot of new companies are becoming multinational, so our competitors have changed, and we need to define the new framework in which we are operating, we are working. This is also clear. Another main goal that we have in this forum is to try to be able to share the knowledge. Why not to share some comments about employees or about R&D, about recommendations, because the key, I think the key of this forum should be to enlarge the segment. We need to increase the size of the biocontrol in the footprint of the agriculture. We are not competitors between us, we are cooperators, we are collaborators, because we need to enlarge the size of the segment. This is the key. And in this point, to cooperate is between us, it is part of the main goals of our forum. So for sure, innovation in biocontrol many times comes from a small spin-off, small companies, not big ones. So be able to create a network worldwide in order to find properly the right spin-offs, the one who are really innovation, have really innovative products, making real innovation, be able to create this network of information, of knowledge, in order to try to increase the segment, as I mentioned before, and to increase the size of our companies. And this means, at the end, to expand the global impact of the biocontrol at the end, because it's one of the main purposes that we are looking for, to increase the synergies between us, to create like an open innovation hub together, to have more market insights, as Roger mentioned before, because sometimes it's not easy to find the real data of this segment, of what biocontrol means, to go global, and for sure, why not to have some to discuss as a M&A advisory, something like that, in order to be able to have, why not you have sold your company, why not you can discuss what kind of recommendation you can give to other people that are currently thinking of this. Will you want to acquire some company? What you can recommend me? Do you know any other company? I think this should be a forum in order to cooperate, to discuss in an open-minded approach, in order to be able to create the real sector that we want to live in. So this is the main objectives of our forum. And for me, it's a pleasure to be the chair of this forum. And for sure, since now on, count on me for whatever you need. Thank you very much, Roger.
Thank you, Carlos. As you rightly said that, and we all say this at different platforms, that, and I am going to again quote Giuseppe. He said 7-8 years ago that we are really should not be thinking as competitors. We should be thinking as collaborators. So that's really what Carlos is trying to say, that there is so much to be done in the BioAg adoption globally for the growth of the business, that instead of trying to focus on each other as a competition, if we can focus on increasing the adoption, as you see the last point, and I think that will increase the opportunities for everyone. So on that note, we have some of our ambassadors here. Andre is here. I'm sure Jackie also joined. Charlie, anyone who wants to make a comment from your challenges and opportunities from your point of view, because Charlie, you are from South Africa, Andre, you are from Brazil, and Jackie is from China. So it's a totally different three parts of the world. Any comments from you?
No, just want to thank you for the invitation to be here, and looking forward for the discussions and see how we can have synergies and learning from different challenges, different parts of the world. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Any other comments before we go to another forum?
So as Roger pointed out earlier, the retail forum is really the supply chain link between the technology providers, developers, investors, and the growers who actually will use the technology in the field. And one of the things I continually hear from my retail members in the United States is that there are so many products coming to market that they need kind of a way to filter them so that they only get the products that they know have good data behind them, that they have a reasonable expectation will work in their trade area. And the farmers are faced with the same kind of a challenge that are looking to retailers to kind of be that evaluator, that filter for them. So the retail forum has invitations out to retail representatives from Madagascar, Ghana, Australia, Canada, Brazil, and Argentina. I have not followed up with Nish to see how many of those have actually accepted those invitations. I've been busy myself. But in our forum, the real objective is to identify anything that is slowing down the process from getting products introduced and in the hands of retailers and growers, identify what those bottlenecks might be, and then report back to the group with any recommendations we might have on how to make that path more smooth. So I'm looking forward to working with the rest of the group. Sorry I was not able to come to New Delhi. I wish I could have, but look forward to seeing everybody online and in Valencia next April.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Darren. As I always say, the bottleneck, which some people think is the retail chain, is not really the retail chain, is the knowledge transfer. And that is where I know Darren already pointed it out to me, and we are going to look into these ideas. But please, I'm floating this idea for everyone to think through as to how we can have a more expedited validation process for innovation in each country. Because most of the time when the retailers have to make their decision about which innovation to take forward, they are being guided by agronomists for sure. But at the same time, there's not too much of validation which can be given to them that, okay, these are the results from these trials, and therefore you can take this product forward. So that is something we are working on. Of course, the networking and collaboration. At the same time, every single part of the world is facing different challenges in the retail and supply chain. So we are trying to bring together as to how we can, because they are all structured differently. So we are trying to bring together those challenges and opportunities to learn from each other as well. As I earlier said, and also Darren said, that we are trying to keep this very global. So these are our ambassadors from the Retailers Forum. And whenever we will get time and organize the forum meeting, then we are going to finalize our roadmap, and then that will be shared with this group.
Roger, one other thing I'd mention there is that we have an obvious hole in our ambassador list. There is no representative from anyone in Europe. So if there are recommendations that anyone on the call has that we can approach for organizations or individuals, I'd welcome that input.
Fantastic. So Carl and all my friends from Europe, if you have some recommendation, if you can suggest someone who is really passionate about sustainable agriculture inputs, so that will be really welcome if you can put that in the chat or email it to me, or I will share the emails of all of you, because this is an alliance, so everyone can communicate with each other. That's the open forum, so we don't that will be fantastic if you, and other than Europe also, if you feel that there are some champions in different parts of the world who are trying to move the needle with regards to the adoption of the bio-agri-tech products, please do send it to us, Darren and I and Nish. We will take it forward from there.
India and China are the two other big ones that we don't have anyone from. So
India, yeah, absolutely. India and China. I mean, India is a little too fragmented, but Dr. Reddy and Dr. Devanur, Dr. Venkatesh, if you have any ideas, please let us know. Again, we need the champions who really believe in this. So we do have a very progressive farmer from India, Puneet. I think Puneet he is vertically integrated, right, Puneet? So if you know someone, you can also suggest. So I'm going to request Sandeepa or someone from, or maybe Roberta, whoever volunteers from the Women in Agriculture for Sustainability Forum, because Amy had a last minute change in her plans, so she had to rush to a meeting. Also, Nicole and I talked about, Nicole, can you add few words? Because I really loved your views about how we should be all treated equally and how we can move the little bit in the right direction. Any words from you, Nicole?
Thanks, Roger. I completely agree that work needs to be done in the sector, globally, and we still have a lot of issues. But I think sometimes what should happen is it shouldn't be that the women that are actually succeeding and running businesses, all get put in a little group together to sort out the women problems, and the women should actually be sitting on the councils and the CEO forums and the innovation forums and those sorts of things. And I think what you've done is made sure that each of your forums do have good representation, and you found those good examples from the global industry, to take a seat at the table. So I think it's fantastic to have this forum, and I have worked with, and I know Amy from my previous life when I was with AECI, the specialty chemicals, and I think that she's a fantastic chair. So congratulations for that, and I look forward to seeing how the projects get achieved irrespective of gender. Thanks.
Fantastic, Nicole. Thank you. So with Nicole and Roberta's comments, I will just go through what Amy and Nish tried to put together with regards to the starting point for the Women in Agriculture for Sustainability Forum. One is that I think Nicole's point is very important, that when we talk about that's the reason you must have noticed, Nicole, we do not call it women leaders in agriculture. We say women in agriculture, because we really have to take the whole, I would say that group together, where more and more women leaders can be coming out of, if not the same ratio as men in the short term, but we should aspire to be going in that direction. So we thought of creating a leadership accelerator program, where, of course, the leaders who are already successful, they can do the mentoring. But Nicole, your point is very valid, and coincidentally, it's covered in the first point as to how do we bring aspiring leaders from the women in agriculture to the level where our forum ambassadors can mentor them. So we want to create that accelerator program. That is something has not been done. And if it is done, it's done in silos in some certain part of the world or by a small group in a particular segment. So that is something what we want to do. And of course, communication is always the key. So we want to make sure that we are going to do some webinar series where we will invite all part of the women leadership or women group of aspiring leaders, so we can start sharing some of the challenges and the opportunities. Of course, you know that the BioAg World Congress has been doing this Women in Agriculture since the beginning. So we are also going to have a separate session as a side event in Valencia, where we are going to also start a bioagriculture recognition program for the Women in Agriculture for Sustainability. And I really mean it when I say that why we added the word for sustainability, because to make this sustainability real, we cannot leave half of the population behind as secondary citizens. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. So the idea is that we want to bring them at the forefront, and that's what we are we'll try to do through the recognition program. And of course, we are going to create, and Rome was not built in a day. Same thing. We know that the fourth point where we will create a resource library, it will take time, but we are already on the way to start doing that. As you saw from the global map, we showed you about different organizations which are already engaged in this. So I just wanted to talk on behalf of Amy. Of course, I cannot be as articulate as Amy, but Amy, I hope I did an okay job for you. Now, these are our ambassadors, but once again, if anyone else has any comment, Sandeepa was going to join for sure. Mariangela, are you there? Because Mariangela, we also featured her in the last digest, is a tremendous asset for our forum. So is Nargis and Ananda. So as you can see, we have fantastic group together. That is not limiting to only this group. If you feel that there are more candidates who should be included, we are all open for that. It seems my friend AG has joined, so I will first go back to AG. AG, are you there now?
I am, and my apologies for being late here.
No,
Very
not
late.
at all. You must have had a 2 a.m. meeting with some other part of the world, maybe.
I did this last week, but not this morning. I just missed this missed the early part of this meeting. Sorry.
No problem at all. Over to you about your Farmers and Food Chain Forum. Let me share with you what I shared with the team about you being, your life being also vertically integrated, that you're a producer, you're also a policymaker, you have been the Secretary of Agriculture, but you're also supplying to the food banks. So you fully understand the Farmers and Food Chain Forum landscape. So over to you, AG.
Thank you, Roger. Yes, I'm a farmer in an urban area. As much as I'm an urban farmer, we farm on maybe 500-600 acres on any given time, right in the middle, not too far from Disneyland. But we're also gypsy farmers, if you will, in that we have not owned the ground that we farm on for over 38 years. So we look for open space. We look for example, I'm on a military base currently farming our largest piece of ground. We share properties with the University of California. We share with other universities. We farm under the power lines, but we look for vacant lots, and we get to say that if the weeds look good, we probably think we can grow a pretty good crop on that piece of ground. And so this Farmers and Food Chain Forum is going to be exciting because we all know that there's no one size fits all for agriculturalists. And when we say farmers, I want to make sure we understand that we're talking about farmers, ranchers, foresters, fishers, pastoralists, those stewards of the land and actually the sea as well, that are bringing food, feed, and fiber and energy products into and others into onto the tables and into the lives of the communities. So the importance of recognizing that this huge dimension, the different dimensions of agriculture are so broad. What is not happening is our awareness of how other farmers in other countries, how other ranchers in other countries, all the different practices that are sustainable, that are resilient, how they're doing, how are they advancing, how are they using ancient knowledge to the newest knowledge possible. We always talk about a toolbox, a dynamic, robust toolbox that we all want access to. It doesn't mean that we're going to use every tool in the toolbox, but the more we're aware of what's in the toolbox, we almost need an AI program to tell us what's in the toolbox and what we can use it for. And that goes back to this strengthening our digital connectivity and the knowledge sharing part of it. We really need to understand globally at this time, what are the greatest, best, newest tools and practices that can be shared, and how can we then replicate and scale some of these up or down to help us with our different projects. In terms of policy and advocacy representation, this will be an opportunity then for us to have that collective, if you will, collaboration across all of the different kinds of agriculture out there, and comparing notes. How quickly can we leapfrog, if you will, away from some of the practices that have caused criticism, that have caused poor results, that have caused productivity gaps, and we certainly understand that many of those exist. But with this ability to share and have that kind of collaboration, we can see that we like to use the word leapfrog. You can leapfrog forward into this agricultural renaissance that we're experiencing. And then one of the best things is, as my co-chair at Solutions from the Land, Howard Shapiro, says often, we need not only innovative collaboration, we need unusual collaborations with different partners and different alliances. And that will also open the door for so many more opportunities for us to go but beyond what we thought we could do in a time frame that is much shorter than we've ever seen in the history of of humanity. And lastly, when you look at the ability to build your capacity and your leadership, we know that there's tremendous leadership out there. A lot of times it's misunderstood. A lot of times it's for a lack of a vehicle to share the leadership capacity, if you will. We're not able to move as quickly or affect as many people because of that lack of, going back to the number one, the lack of knowledge. But in building capacity, I believe we have a lot of opportunities, whether it's a farm academy, a ranching academy, whether it's the lessons that we're learning about forestry. Currently, we need leadership, for example, in addressing one of our biggest challenges besides changing climate, is the challenges from invasive species. And actually, that's a project that's up and running right now that will fit well into this Farmers and Food Chain Forum. And lastly, the climate smart BioAg adoption goes back to the toolbox, goes back to the sharing of new ideas and new tools that can happen when we start to create this collaboration and put together then a targeted path forward. I think when we look at what is the future for agriculture, not only in our own region or our own country or our own or globally, we really don't have a plan for agriculture globally, do we? And if we did, that might give us a little better direction of how we proceed down that path and create significant change, dynamic change, and impact in a much shorter time frame, recognizing that our failure basically leads to a failure of humanity as well. So I'll stop there, Roger, and we can
No,
talk
but this is fantastic. And I would like to plug in something which I will explain, request you, AG, to, so Jesus or anyone else, Dr. Venkatesh, Dr. Malhotra, anyone, AG is organizing a side event in Kenya. And there will be a talk on invasive. Can you please share that little bit, AG? So if there are people interested to talk about some of the roadmap or solutions might be available, please let me know, or AG. We will love to invite you to share your thoughts and progress or any work you have done. So this is the kind of example that will be the really walking the talk of this GBA. That's the purpose of the GBA. So anyone who wants to volunteer to give a speech on this, AG, can you explain a little bit more what you are looking for?
Yes, we've launched an initiative to help elevate and expand the awareness both in public-private efforts to support and enhance the activity around keeping invasive species out of our farms, out of our cities, out of our lives. And the challenges with invasive alien species is that it's not well understood, but more importantly, it's happening across all of the different life systems, and yet in those different silos, there's not a sense of we're all suffering and all threatened by invasive species across the entire, if you will, life systems of the planet. And that, if you want to call it sloppiness, forgetfulness, in many cases ignorance, is a dangerous place for us to be. And so the initiative, and we'll be having a panel, a side event at the United Nations Environmental Program this December, early December, at UNEA 7, UNEA 7. We've submitted a proposal to have a side event similar to the side event we had at COP 29 in Baku last year, and where we were working with IICA down in Central America, and we had a first step at launching this invasive species initiative awareness. We believe it to be one of the greatest challenges for all of us. You guys, I think everybody on this call can easily describe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different invasive species in their own countries, in their own regions, that are currently threatening different aspects of life. Certainly, we could spend a lot of time on that, but that's what we're trying to do. And so if you happen to be a specialist in one of these areas, please do let us know. As we've put together, we have a wonderful panel coming together already. We're trying to keep it broad, where we have people from forestry, we have people from the animal livestock industries that are threatened with invasives, we have people from the different kinds of crops and tree crops. So it's an important time, but we recognize that not slow and steady, but determined and steady to create awareness around the challenges, and hope that we can bring, with the attention that we can bring to invasive species threats, we can bring a more harmonized phytosanitary support, if you will, through both the private and the public governments and the private sectors, to recognize that this is something that we all can work together on, and we need to work together on. So, Roger, I don't know if that describes that, but again,
Oh, that does.
if any of you are specialists in this area, please do let us know, because we have a limited amount. It's, as always, you have a limited amount of time to give a 2, 3, 4, 5-minute presentation, and then we'll have a panel and continue to introduce this to the United Nations Environmental Program. We've introduced it at the COP, UNFCCC, and then we've also introduced it at FAO as well. So it's something that's important, and we're fortunate we have a chance to have an intervention along this pathway.
Fantastic. Thank you, AG. And I'm sure that anyone listening to this, and we are going to share this video also with the people who could not join today because of the conflict. And we will come back to you, AG, on that.
Okay, thank you.
These are AG's the ambassadors at the moment. Anyone, Paul or Puneet, anyone who wants to say a few words? All right, Dr. Venkatesh. Dr. Venkatesh, you have to come on the camera and enlighten us with the very important part of the knowledge transfer for the agronomist and the CRO forum. I think everyone knows Dr. Venkatesh in this group. He's the CMD of AgriLife from India, but his business is very global. And when I requested Dr. Venkatesh to chair this, he already put together a very good group of his ambassadors, which I will share in a minute. Dr. Venkatesh, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Over to you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Thank you, Roger, for inviting me to be in this forum. Pleasure meeting stalwarts in various aspects of bioagriculture. Now, we're talking of Agronomists Forum. There are a lot of global issues like decarbonization, salinity, desertification, pest and disease resistance, minor pests becoming major pests, decline in the yield, all by abiotic and biotic measures. A lot of work is happening in research, happening in companies who are technically oriented, and the regulatory issues are there as some kind of a constraint in go-to-market strategy. And there's a lot of gap between knowledge there in the science and the farmers' adoption level of technology. So there's a sort of two big silos happening. So how do we build in this knowledge exchange between the science and the users and the climate? Today, there's a lot of change happening. How do we bring in the use of these inputs up to optimize soil health and carbon farming? And sort of communication to continue between the user, farmers, and the scientists and agronomists. We have to build in capacity of learning. And the networking is always important because knowledge dissemination happens only in networking. And to convince anybody, we need to document it and make it available as a knowledge sourcing to people. So I'm happy that GBA has thought about this aspect as an important forum, and it'll be my pleasure to read this and interact with all like-minded people. And we have good ambassadors, and of course more to join. And over to you, Roger.
Thank you. So these are the ambassadors. As you can see, it's a very global representation. At the same time, if you notice something here, Dr. Venkatesh also chose climate is smart. And then if you notice what AG chose is also climate smart. So that is something what we have to do, that if we really want to make sustainable agriculture the mainstream, the climate smart is the key. And then the farmer agronomist collaboration with every other stakeholder. And that is a common theme across all the forums, which I see. So now I'm going to switch to Jose, who has been in the regulatory for a long time and has been a big champion of regulatory, not only championing for Europe, but also global. So the idea again is that what I said in the earlier slide, so I will just represent Jose a little bit here, that every single country is going through the evolution and revolution or evolving regulations. And not only country, but even the regions like EU. So the idea again is how do we share and adapt the best practices of different regulators across the globe. And I think we always talk about the example of the Brazil. Brazil came up with this law of BioAg inputs as one of the kind of consolidated regulatory framework. So this is where I feel that we can use that example to share and adapt. And we all know that harmonization is not possible because every country is different, their needs are different, their political landscape is different. So that's why we always say share and adapt the best practices from each other. The main aim, of course, for the regulators is how do we make the alternative bioagri products available for our farmers, the users, and that's the key point. And of course, sometimes we put our regulators as villains. They are not villains. They are trying to advance the science-based products, but maybe sometimes they are more into theory and not into the practical part of that we need alternatives for the farmers quickly. So how we can develop some transparent regulatory framework involving other stakeholders, again, with this same goal, that how we can take science-based products safely in the hands of the farmers, but quickly. And that's where comes the strengthening the policy advocacy and BioAg adoption part. And our goal really is to see how IBMA is working with the EU to try to bring in some elements which Carl is championing with Jennifer and the rest of the IBMA in a very strong manner to have a short-term and then the long-term fix as to how we can make the alternatives available So that policy advocacy, if we can share through the Alliance GBA across the globe what EU is doing, what Brazil is doing, what North America is doing, what India is doing. If KRKs is still there, or Dr. Venkatesh can share with you, a lot of churning has gone into Indian regulation as well. So again, the idea is that Alliance will try to be the connecting point for all that. Then coming back to the academia again, a number of times regulators are depending on data and dossiers. So that's again, we have to try to bring that dialogue in as to what can be more a rational way of doing those things than again building the capacity and connecting the global agencies. This is what Nish and Jose put together. If anyone from the regulatory group is here, KRK, I know that Leo joined in the beginning. Anyone is there? I know Debbie. Debbie is very busy. She has an event coming up next week. So anyone, if you can make it to South Africa, there is a fantastic event going on with the SABO. They're trying to put together an event with Brazil. So that shows again the global connectivity, and we are supporting that event. So anyone who is interested in South African market or African market or global connectivity, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, and we can connect you with Sabo so you can attend the event. Puneet, I'm very intrigued with your business, and it is really almost like an example of the Alliance. Do you want to share a few words?
Hello. Yeah. Hi, Roger. First of all, I'm very pleased to be here and delighted to listen the view all across the globe. Uh, See, I have been working, I started my farming from Ethiopia around 15 years back, where I invested as a very young farmer. So I have seen, when I started the farming, it used to be the virgin soil, and I was managing nearly 30,000 hectare farm there, and now I'm operating from Saskatchewan. So it's a pleasure to I have been working for last 1.5 decade, 15, 16 year in Africa, North America, and of course I come from Punjab. Right now I'm in Punjab. So globally, sustainable agriculture is a passion for farmers, at least of our age, because we have seen challenges. I'm working very closely in our state in Saskatchewan, where we are closely working with the even large farmers, the Hutterite colonies who have migrated long back from Europe, and the large scale shift from chemical to agriculture and sustainable agriculture is amazing. And uh, when we work on the ground, and for us farming is a way of life, uh, unlike commercial farming in other parts of the world. So as a farmer, and I'm leading a farmer cooperative, we call it FPO, farmer producer organization. So Northern Farmer Mega FPO is the name of our farmer cooperative, and 35,000 farmers from North India region, we are working on a supply chain, crop production, even we work on ground with farmers, addressing their problems, and we see how we can integrate the best tried and tested solutions, sustainable solution in agriculture. We do a lot of, nowadays we are busy in biomass management. So in brief, I can say there are a lot of new learnings on sustainable agriculture we are learning from across the globe, and we are trying to implement back in India. And in this form, I will be very happy to, whenever possible, to meet in person or share virtually. We'll be happy to share our experience, how farmers are learning new things and implementing the same in agriculture. Thank you very much, Roger,
Thank,
for this opportunity. I'm really happy to
thank,
be here.
thank you, Puneet. I really loved your story, and when I studied about you, I thought you are the the perfect candidate to be the ambassador because you are truly global. At the same time, you are organizing some initiatives which are directly at the core of what we are trying to do through this alliance. So thanks for joining. And yes, we look forward to your input going forward more and more. And everyone will be able to meet you in Valencia in April. So I think we will organize some event there so we can spend some time together. Now I'm going to hand it over to Nish, who is going to just quickly, in the last 10-15 minutes, we are going to talk about how we are going to make it tangible and very smart priorities. So all of you can see, of course, through your contribution, that we have made a difference. So number one is that let's strengthen the forum collaboration and global engagement. So whenever you have any ideas or people you will like to invite to the forums, please do that. I really want to encourage everyone. The other thing is that all of us are connected to several people in thousands, if not more than thousands. So let's encourage everyone to join the membership. The bigger the group will be, the better the communication and the knowledge share and all the things we talked about, that will work out better. Of course, we will also start an outreach program for the GBA. And as part of this core group, as you have seen, we have only invited the forum ambassadors, chairs, and EC. You will always get full updates from us, monthly update on each forum and all the initiatives. The only thing I request you is to find some time to send your input and contribution. It might take only 10-15 minutes of your time, but it can add a lot of value to the GBA. At the same time, if you hear anything where the policy advocacy, we can get engaged and support or facilitate, do not hesitate. Last but not the least, as Carl and I discussed several times, we want to make sure that there's a clear, measurable impact which we want to create. It's not just talk, walk, jargon. We want to really do the real work. And on that, we are going to have a clear action plan by forum. And within 1 year, I mean, this time it's closer in April. In April, we will share with you whatever progress we will make, as well as the milestones and action plans. And we will do a quarterly meeting virtually within the forums. And then we will see if we can also put together we will have optional invitation for other EC members. They can also join. So we can keep sharing, reporting, and communicating amongst ourselves. As I mentioned earlier, that any alliance can only work and be successful if we can bring as many organizations and people being part of it. If it's any kind of media, industry association, institutional organization, please send the details to Nish and me, and we will send them the honorary membership immediately. At the same time, for the corporates and the individual memberships, if you feel that anyone is suitable, you can pass on the information which Nish is going to share with you. At the same time, same thing for the associations, institutions, academia, and the policy bodies. If any one of you feel that, Roger, invite that particular institution as part of this alliance, we will do that. We simply need your input, and then we will execute in creating this collaborative project and knowledge sharing through the alliance partners. Now, we also wanted to make this membership totally free, but then our EC kind of said that if you make it free, no one is going to really take it seriously. So we created a nominal token membership fee for any individual is only $130 a year. For startups, it's $220 up to 10 employees, or $350 per year. As you can see, this is not even coffee money for any person. But I respect the contribution from everyone that anything free is not valued. So that's why we have this very nominal token membership. So all of you in organizations and people in your network, the membership drive will start very soon, because we wanted to first do the kickoff. And Nish will reach out to all of you. So Nish is going to also share with you a little bit about a lot of other work Nish and the team has done behind the scenes in developing the GBA website and the portal. Nish, over to you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here today. So I'm Nish, as part of the GBA Secretariat team, supporting the management and coordination of our executive committee, forum activities, and initiatives with other team members. So as we move into this operational phase of Global BioAg Alliance, one of our key priorities has been to establish a strong digital foundation, a space where our community can connect, collaborate, and share our progress globally. So I'll take a few minutes to walk you through the two key components of this platform. One of is the GBA website, and the other one is members portal, which together form the core of GBA digital ecosystem. So GBA website, so globalbioagalliance.com is the official website, and it's the home of the face of our collective movement. So the website serves as an hub to communicate GBA's mission, structure, and ongoing initiatives. And it also has sections about forums, where to give the visibility of all the forums, their objectives, initiatives, from innovation and investment to women in agriculture for sustainability to agronomists. So uh, then we have news and events and media and resources section to keep our global BioAg community informed and connected to GBA developments. So this website integrates with the complete BioAg world ecosystem through other platforms like LinkedIn and other associations, our partner associations services as well, to give a comprehensive solution platform to our BioAg community.
And you want to talk about the portal as well?
Sure. So while the focus of the website is on visibility and communication for general public, the next step is this enabling the interaction, which is through this members portal. So the member portal is the basically interactive extension of our GBA website, transforming this visibility into networking and collaboration. So this member portal is been designed for our members and our honorary life members to connect with each other, collaborate on initiatives, and they can join any of these 8 forums and contribute in knowledge sharing, resources, and insights, trends in the industry. So through this portal, each forum will have its own digital workspace for discussions, for insights, trends, challenges, opportunities, projects, and also for the progress. So members will be able to create profiles, share their success stories, their biographies, and also participate actively in shaping our this global agenda. So it's basically directly supports GBA mission, which is our connecting our BioAg community and drive this BioAg adoptions uh, this drive. So the summary here is that together this website and the members portals form the backbone of this global BioAg Alliance digital ecosystem. The website builds the visibility and the portal builds the this networking and the community for the community. So we have already initiated the onboarding process for our honorary life members, as you all, a complete executive committee, forum chairs, and ambassadors are our honorary life members. So we have already shared the sign up links and other important information, including the information handbook. So we'll be, after this meeting, we'll be sharing the sign up link again with you and with the steps, so that we request that each of you that you complete your sign up on this GBA members portal, so that this will allow us to start our collaboration and also networking with each other, and also the forum communication directly through this official members platform. So thank you.
Fantastic. Once again, as you know, that one thing we have added is the alliance partner services into this toolbox. So any one of you, if you feel that there are, because we are keeping it open to everyone for their services, as long as the Scientific Integrity Mentor Committee approves them, they can offer their services through the toolbox as well. So I just wanted to add that. Now let's have a quick, we have only 9 minutes left, so let's have a quick roundtable open discussion and feedback. So anyone from the group wants to say something? I really will like to hear from you what you think about this. Any other ideas for the EC or the forum? It's open for discussion now. While we are waiting for Dr. Malhotra, anyone else wants to add something from the team with regards to anything we discussed today? Dr. Venkatesh, I have a question for you with regards to the CROs. And then I have one question for Jesus. But first from Dr. Venkatesh, what do you feel about the organized CRO movement across the globe? Because you know the CROs are very well organized in some parts of the world, but they are not so well organized as organized sector in other parts of the world. What do you think about that? Because that is something where we can create a lot of value, that the CROs become much more scientific and well organized sector across the globe.
I think we do not have much of database on the CROs and the services across the world. Probably this is one occasion for us to compile the information and make it known to members and network people as to how they can be useful.
Yeah, that's exactly the, and that's why I wanted to talk to Jesus as well. And Jesus, as much as you are part of the Scientific Integrity Mentor Committee, I will also like to invite you today to the Innovators Forum, because I always say this, that Jesus is the walking, talking encyclopedia of research and development and innovation. So Jesus, you have few words to talk about, and how do you feel about joining the Innovation Forum?
Yes, thank you, Roger. First of all, I want to express my thankful for this invitation, for this tremendous initiative that you have started. So we are committed with this. We like this group too much. So, and I would like to express something about this invitation as a scientific integrity mentor. First of all, I think it's very, very important for our sector to be very aligned and pushing any effort to keep the companies and everybody that is in this sector to be aligned to the regulatory processes. Because if we go to the scientific development, this scientific integrity means, in essence, to have an honesty in data, reporting what truly happened, not what you wish had happened, and as well to have a rigor and quality, following strong methods and doing the things in the right way. So the transparency also, sharing methods, results, limitations without hiding mistakes under the microscope. We have to have ethical responsibility by protecting participants and everybody. So the transparency, sharing methods, results, and limitations without hiding mistakes under the microscope. That really happens too much. To have ethical responsibility to have the fair credit and protect the fair credit, not stealing ideas and not inflating the other lists or whatever that means those jobs and those publications. And so we have to go also to the zero tolerance for fraud, no falsifying, fabricating or cherry picking data, and no plagiarism. That's very important. We are having problems in Mexico. Sorry for those that don't know me. I'm a Mexican scientific and developing a technology group of companies, Green Corp Group. And we are having problems in Mexico with the development of this sector in biologicals. You can imagine that more than 2,000 companies are participating in Mexico in biotechnology, but particularly in the area of agriculture, 60% of the products that are being used, the biological products that are being used now in Mexico are below or out of the regulatory process, 60%. So all the rest of companies that try to do the things in the right way, we are suffering in pricing, in credibility, and too many things. So in this particular participation in the group, we have to push all the efforts in that side. So
fantastic. And I think Jesus, you hit the nerve. That's exactly the purpose of this alliance, to share these kind of things. Now, I openly challenge my friends here in this group. How many of us knew about this is going on in Mexico, and same thing in the regulatory and other areas in India? So the purpose of this alliance is that we learn from these challenges, and maybe it's not 60%, maybe even 80% of the products are really passed through the system, which are not meeting the scientific integrity in some countries. So this is, and Jesus will keep us posted if there are any remedies being developed in Mexico for these kind of things. However, we will also share with Jesus if there are other countries taking initiatives, how they are keeping the snake oils out of the market. Because every country, we are facing the same problem about the products which are not really meeting the specs are getting into the market. And they all claim the same thing. And I think that can be a big education process through this alliance. You got me going. I'm very passionate about this, because there are so many people that are suffering from this. So we will talk about this. Thank you, Giuseppe. If you want to say a few. Yes, I was going to request you to close the meeting. So if you can, please come in. First of all, thank you everyone for joining. This is just a starting point. A lot to be done. And we appeal and beg for your support, because we are all in this together as partners. And now I'm going to request my friend Suresh, who is the Vice Chancellor of the Horticulture University in India, to say a few words and close the meeting.
Okay. Thank you so much, Roger. At the outset, I convey to award me the honorary membership of GBA. I'm very happy to be the part of it. And I appreciate the Alliance commitment to innovation and all other things related to this GBA form has been well expressed through the PowerPoint presentation which you have made. It has been well customized program, and it's an excellent platform. And I remember in the sixth agriculture Congress, it was discussed here in Delhi, and it was decided that we need to start GBA. So the genesis was Genesis was in Delhi only, I should say, and this decision was taken. And again, I convey my thanks that you have chosen me as a scientific integrity mentor. Yeah, it's again it's a crucial, because here it upholds the credibility and reliability of the research. That's very, very important. And because these days data protection and data reliability, these all are the points which are discussed. So everything has been well expressed. So GBA form has been well sketched, and we need to now further see that how it could be best taken forward and implemented. And here I look forward to contributing to the Alliance mission and collaborating with like-minded professionals, and similar kind of expectations are from all our member colleagues. So these are the just closing remarks, and we all are excited to be the part of this GBA communication, and we would like to contribute actively in this alliance mission which you have set. And I give my compliments to Roger for this important initiative. We all are with you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Malhotra. In fact, I am really this time simply the mentor. Nish and the team has put it together, and they have done a great job with the forum chairs and everything. So this is really a team effort. And for everyone who joined today, Michelle, you will have the download link for this also. Mirna, you want to say a few words before we close, or anyone else?
Hi, I'm Myrna Braun with the Canadian Association of Ag Retailers. I'm thrilled to be here, and we are experiencing the very same issues here in Canada. I was just at the Fertilizer Supplement Advisory Committee last week in Ottawa, and again, these are the exact things we're talking about, and I'm looking forward to engaging with you all.
Thank you so much. Anyone else want to say something? Carlos, AG, before we close the meeting?
Just thank you, Roger, for your good leadership, and thanks for bringing us all together in this wonderful collaboration. I appreciate that, and my apologies again for joining late.
Oh, no, not at all. Thank you so much, everyone. If there are no more comments, I really appreciate that you participated in this kickoff. As I always say, this is just the beginning, and we will work, as Nicole said in her message, that let us keep talking, communicating, and hopefully we will all meet in Valencia in Congress for the first week of April, where we will do this meeting live in person. Thank you so much.
Global BioAg Alliance. Join the movement. Be the part of the alliance.